Do you ever feel taken for granted by those around you? Friends who only call when they need something? Or a partner who doesn't seem to appreciate you? Or that despite your talents and intelligence, you don't garner the influence or respect from colleagues that you'd hope? You give so much time and energy to assisting others, yet seldom receive the same prioritization of your own needs and goals in return. If any of these scenarios resonate, then people around you don't value you. They feel you're expendable, so they treat you how they want. So, how do you make yourself valuable? How do you become a rare gem, highly sought after by everyone? Stoic philosophers through the millennia have discovered lessons that can help you become highly valued. These sages taught that happiness and self-worth come from within, by living virtuously, not from other people's validation. Yet, they also taught lessons on how to make people value you for who you are and not just what they can get from you. Today, we will explore 8 Stoic principles on how to make people value you. Before we get into details, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to this channel, and turn on the notification bell to get alerted anytime we post amazing videos like this. 1. Don't make others the center of your life. A core tenet of Stoic philosophy is the importance of maintaining proper judgment, correctly discerning what is in our control and what is not. The affection and approval of other people fall firmly in this category of things outside of our control. Yet many of us still orient our sense of happiness, purpose, and self-worth around how we are regarded by others. This is giving too much power and assigning too much importance to the whims of outsiders. Stoicism cautions strongly against making other people the focal point of your existence and self-image. All it does is leave you constantly vulnerable. If other people's opinions of you can lift you up or drag you down, then you are living life on a roller coaster, rising and falling at the caprice of the crowd. What kind of life is that? As Epictetus noted, such a person is sick and powerless, their emotions held hostage by externals. True personal power comes from locating your sense of value within yourself, tying it firmly to your character, principles, and what is up to you. 2. Create your own happiness. The ancient Stoic philosophers believed that the key to happiness lies within ourselves, not in external people or situations. We all have a deep innate capacity to create self-contained joy and purpose, regardless of our circumstances. But most of us squander this power, instead looking to others to bring us happiness and validation. This gives away authority over our fulfillment. Stoicism teaches us to reclaim sovereignty over our own happiness. Other people may come and go in our lives, but we can choose to construct our well-being upon our personal virtues and character. These pillars provide solid and steady support, while external variables often shift like sand. Marcus Aurelius advised, "Don't depend on others or on things above your control for help. If you depend on others, you will be weak and unhappy." When we make our happiness contingent on finding the perfect romantic partner, getting praise at work, being liked by others, or any other external factors, we lose control. Our moods seesaw helplessly with the ups and downs of a world we cannot dominate. But when we generate happiness from within, deliberately cultivating our wisdom, justice, courage, and moderation, we create a reliable foundation to weather life's storms. 3. Don't reveal everything. Become mysterious. No one understood the timeless allure of an intriguing enigma like the ancient Stoics. Seneca wrote, "Savage forests are more appealing in their depth and opacity. There is nothing so ordinary that our minds do not prefer to discover what lies hidden." This eye toward mystery also applies to our relationships with others. Revealing everything robs a person of magnetism and interest. We all intuitively grasp this in our romantic lives. What a turnoff when a new date divulges their whole life story right away. But it applies more widely. Is a friend still captivating if you know their every habit, interest, and priority already? Do colleagues hang enraptured on a coworker's words when their views never vary? Mystery invites curiosity and discovery. Withholding some aspects of yourself gives others a sense there is depth worth uncovering over time. This makes your company more precious, a gift still being unwrapped rather than one already exhausted. Seneca advised keeping some opinions back. Better yet, he wrote, "I would like to know the innermost thoughts of my friends, to learn what they are occupied with, of what they are afraid. Therefore, I would have men hide nothing from me. 4. Create the fear of losing you." There is great truth in the time-tested cliché that we most desperately covet what seems beyond grasp or might slip away. As Ovid wrote, "How slight the gifts we value if once they are gained." If you render your company too available, predictable, and taken for granted, you teach others they can treat you negligently and still rely on your presence. Sometimes it is best to withdraw your energy for a time, to turn attention back upon yourself or priorities beyond the immediate relationship. When important people in your life realize their access to you is not an unconditional given, but that you might actually walk away or direct energies elsewhere, it often sparks a fear of loss. And this fear imbues your friendship or talents with fresh value in their eyes. They begin to value you more and would do anything to keep you at their side. 5. Don't always be available. Sometimes the best way to make people value you is to keep your distance and show them they can't always reach you when they want. If you swiftly answer every phone call, text, and email, rushing to the beck and call of anyone seeking your time, you train people that your attention is not precious property they should steward carefully. Instead, adopt the posture that your company and talents have value reflected in their scarcity. Don't automatically place every person or their needs above your own needs or interests. On the contrary, regularly default to declining some requests, or at least not hurrying to respond right away. Let some calls go to voicemail before you ring back. Wait until tomorrow to answer certain emails or texts. Signal that you have self-respecting priorities of your own, demanding careful stewardship of your hours. As Seneca wrote, "Demand plain dealing from others while strictly observing it towards them. Trust others only as far as you can judge them to deserve trust. Occasionally staying purposefully out of reach, rather than ever available, imbues your friendship and presence with more worth in other people's estimation." 6. Put your own needs first. In modern society, we face great social conditioning, especially as relationships deepen over time, to automatically put other people's needs first. To drop our own interest or self-care and hurry to the side of a distressed friend, partner, or colleague. To solve their problems, furnish whatever support they require in a crisis. And indeed, compassion and care for others are profound virtues. Yet the Stoics would remind us that virtue unchecked easily careens into vice. There must be wise boundaries so that in attending to your loved ones, we do not totally lose possession of ourselves. As Epictetus warned, if you attach yourself to another, you will be dragged helter-skelter wherever the object of your attachment pulls you. Putting your own needs first is not mere selfishness under the Stoic view, but simple self-respect and self-preservation. You must care for your own soul first if you are then to be of service to other souls. Replenish your reserves so you have sufficient emotional and mental energy to compassionately aid others without pouring yourself out totally. 7. Don't give yourself freely. Let others invest in you. The Roman Stoic philosopher Seneca wrote that a thing is valued where it is rare. There is great truth in this timeless principle when applied to our personal availability. If you overly and freely give of yourself too soon in a relationship, before the other person has invested in you, then you automatically discount yourself and signal you aren't worth much. But if you require effort to access your company, you filter time wasters from those willing to pay that toll, while increasing your perceived value. Imagine two antique vases. One shopkeeper prices a rare vase very high, refusing to bargain, though it just sits, gathering dust for years, waiting for that one buyer willing to meet the steep cost. Another shopkeeper prices a similar vase, much lower, to ensure it sells quickly. Which vase garners more interest, discussion, and presumed worth? Ironically, the unsold one retained mystery and attracted more suitors by playing hard to get. As Seneca wrote, "Not attaining rapidly gives things more majesty." Apply this principle to your life, and people will begin to value you in no time. 8. be willing to walk away. As mentioned earlier, a core tenet of Stoic philosophy is the fact that you cannot control everything. Other people's affection, loyalty, or priorities reside firmly beyond your control. You cannot dominate the minds and hearts of friends, lovers, and family as an absolute monarch rules their domain. Those individuals' feelings and choices remain sovereign external territory. This truth can prove emotionally challenging at times, but the Stoics urge us to embrace it as profoundly liberating. If someone else's valuation of you seems to wane, or they break your trust, or seek to prioritize your needs, you need not cling desperately, trying to change them as if your happiness depended on their affection. On the contrary, you always retain power over your own domain, the power to walk away and direct your energy elsewhere. The door swings both ways. Just as others cannot compel your self-worth, attention, or priorities against your will, neither can you force their affection if given cause for grievance or loss of trust. As Epictetus counseled, if you want to improve, be content to appear clueless or stupid in extraneous matters. Willingness to walk away demonstrates cardinal Stoic values: self-respect, personal sovereignty, and differentiating externals beyond your control from those within it. If someone does not appreciate your worth or returns your loyalty with neglect, simply walk away and retain your self-pride. Conclusion: before people can value you, you must first value yourself. These principles will help guide you through your journey of learning how to make people see your true worth, so stick to them with utmost faithfulness. If you enjoyed the video, hit that like button, and don't forget to subscribe to this channel to get more amazing content. See you in the next video.